Celine is a really controversial subject. She is a mentor to Huntrix. She's the one that built Huntrix around Rumi. So let's take a look at one of these parenting mistakes that I often see and that I think that no one should make, that I am often cautioning my parents and the people that have gone through this already not to do the same thing, something that might harm your relationship with your child irrevocably. So let's take a look at some scenes and see if you feel the exact same way and if you would do the same thing, or if perhaps also you've experienced this in your own life.
Better watch out!
She's pop star royalty! Her mom was a Sunlight sister, but passed away when she was an infant, but Celine raised her.
Often when you are taking care of someone, you can become overly protectionistic, where you're trying to protect them from the world around them. And so sometimes you may become overly so and give them advice that you think will be a benefit because it will keep them safer in the world, but also sometimes it could be the thing that paralyzes them and kind of bubble wraps them from the world. That balance is really difficult. Plus, it also depends on the world that they live in. There are some things that might be really dangerous and you need to protect them, but learning that balance could be really difficult. And so a lot of people then, because of their own anxiety, worries, and fears, they end up trying to protect their children or the person that they're working with, or even our friends, from everything that's around them. And you can become overbearing, or you cannot allow other people to grow or feel safe, because in the end, you want to be able to make mistakes to be able to learn from them, because if you don't, you won't learn.
Celine, do hunters kill all demons?
Yes.
So everything that has patterns?
Cover those up. You only have those because
My dad was a demon?
you're not one of them, Rumi. You're a hunter, just like your mother was.
And that I find really painful. She's not being honest with Rumi, and that becomes a problem. When you are an authority figure to someone else, their trust in it is in you have to be honest with them, especially for something where there's a dichotomy. She knows that she is part demon, and what Celine is saying is that this part of you isn't really real. You don't have to do that. Deny it, because that side is evil. And that xenophobia of being scared of things that you don't understand, or that you have been demonized in society or the cultures that are around you, we can often then carry that can become your own self-hatred. And unfortunately, Celine is actually perpetuating that. I don't think that she means this out of malice. I don't think that she knows better. We often parent, especially for Celine. She's an adoptive parent. She didn't even choose this. This was something that was difficult for her. So she's learning as she's going. And we're not taught how to parent. She's giving off these things that she's trying to do the best that she can, that it's dangerous for Rumi to share this, which is probably valid and true. But her saying that this isn't you, Rumi can see that isn't true. And so that ends up becoming something that she's going to have to struggle with. You're good, you're fine, but those patterns are bad. You better hide them, and all demons are evil and horrible, and we have to eradicate them. That causes a lot of distress for the person that is dealing with that. And this could be for anything, any difference that you have, any difference that you might carry. It could be your self-identity, it could be your race, your religion, your culture, your socioeconomic standing that is not accepted, that is going to be judged by the world around you. And because of that, you can carry that feeling of shame and that you have to hide this because people will judge you or abandon you or hurt you because of that. And that can be very distressing. That can lead to anxiety, depression, and yes, even suicide.
When the whole moon is sealed, all the demons will be gone from this world, and so will your patterns.
So these will be gone?
Yes, those will be gone.
And is that really even true? And does she know that that's true? And so someone ends up holding on that if she eradicates everything, even the parts of herself, the things that are in her, everything will be better. And that just isn't true. It isn't accurate in K-pop Demon Hunters, and it isn't accurate in the world that is around us. And I think that causes a lot of us and them psychology and a lot of self-hatred and shame and guilt within ourselves for who we are and who we believe that we are. And that can often lead to different camps or school systems where we try to eradicate an entire culture or differences of opinions or the way that we believe things or the way that we see the world or our own self-identity, which have been found to be exceptionally flawed, which lead to a lot of violence, that can lead to abuse and a lot of really horrible situations. And so unfortunately, I don't think that Celine means any of those things, but she is perpetuating that. And those are the pieces that I think that sometimes out of love and care, which doesn't mean that all of the actions are going to be healthy, even if we don't mean it. And I think that that's why education and learning about these things are so very important.
You always say no, Rumi.
You're so modest. It's just the bathhouse.
Maybe some other time. You guys go ahead.
Every time.
Maybe they'll understand.
No, Rumi. Nothing can change until your patterns are gone.
I really think that for Celine, she's trying to protect her. And I think that it's fair that maybe they wouldn't accept and maybe something horrible would happen to her. And so her job was to be able to protect Rumi at all costs. But sometimes the cost is to the person's own identity and feeling of safety and care. If our parental figures couldn't love us, then how could anyone else love and accept us either? And so because of that, we can often feel really worried about creating safe relationships with those around us and always feel an anxiety that we have to hide who we really are. So also we go through that a little bit in the video on Jinu, that Rumi had so much hatred towards a part that she also shares. It shows that own self-hatred that we can then become the most fervent advocate against a certain group. That I find so very striking because it is so damaging to their own self-identity and self-esteem, and often that causes a strong sense of anxiety and depression also. And I know that I'm going really hard on Celine. She's made some errors that I think that I've seen so many times happen and the fallout from that. So if I can kind of go through it to help other people with using her as a archetype for that, hopefully other people will make different decisions and won't make these kind of mistakes that can leave lasting harm, lasting pain, not just for Rumi, but for Celine herself.
Rumi?
I thought I could fix it all. There's no denying it now. This is what I am.
Rumi, no.
You knew I was a mistake from the very start. Do what you should have done a long time ago.
Do it! I can't.
And that shows how much Celine really loves Rumi and cares so much about her. Sometimes we don't have the words to say. We're not taught what to say. When I hear Rumi saying that I'm that mistake, I wish that Celine had said the words of, you're not a mistake. Like, this is what you were meant to be. And maybe we need to learn that there is good and bad in everyone, and we all carry around our own demons. You just have them on the outside, and I love you so very dearly, and I'm sorry if I didn't share that as openly as you needed me to say it. That's difficult for me. But you can see it in her actions. One is she dropped her weapon. She's not scared of Rumi. And second, even though Rumi wants this, even though she is sworn to protect the world from demons, she can't do it to her, even though that is her allegiance. In the end, her demon hunter culture, religion says to kill all demons. She can't. She chose Rumi over that. You see it in her actions, but unfortunately, sometimes we also need to hear it because we're so busy in pain that we can't process what's happening. When we're in a lot of distress, things aren't going in, and so sometimes things need to be repeated. Something that you think is completely shown through your actions may not be interpreted in the same way by the other person. Intention can be difficult because we see the world through our fears. We look through it through that facet, and so sometimes we can be wrong about our interpretations of someone else's behavior.
When we lost your mother, I swore to protect all that was left of her. But I never thought that that would be a child like you.
And also a poor choice of words, because that makes it sound like that she's just doing this out of obligation, not that there's any feeling, any care behind it. And also she wasn't able to touch her. She wants to, but she can't. She's still scared of this. And I think that it's fair that when you are giving someone else this big shock, she sees her for the first time like this, that it does take people time to be able to process.
Everything I was taught told me you were wrong. But I made a promise. So I did my best to accept you and help you.
Accept me? You told me to cover up, to hide.
Yes, until we can fix everything. And we still can. We can cover those up and put everything right again.
And I also understand that want to protect someone from the world that may not accept you, that may judge you, may harm you, that may make the world harder. And for a lot of people that are taking care of others, we don't want harm or emotional distress to happen to the other person. But by saying those things, it ends up making the person feel like they're a mistake. That only feeds that fear that they're not going to be accepted and loved by the person that is right there. By not saying I love and care for you exactly as you are, no matter what, that unconditional love. She's actually saying things that make Rumi feel even worse about the relationship, that this was an obligation, that she doesn't really accept or like who she is, but she feels like she has to do it anyways. And that's what she's saying, is that you're still not okay. Let's try to fix it. Let's try to hide it even more, which for Rumi is, again, another pain.
No more hiding. No more lies.
Rumi, we can still fix this.
Don't you get it? This is what I am. Look at me. Why can't you look at me? Why couldn't you love me?
I do.
All of me!
And that's that thing that we all want, that unconditional love, even for all of our flaws or the things that are not accepted by society or the way that we are not perfect or the way that we are not the way that other people wish that we would be. And I think that for Celine, and I think that it really hurts me. I found this very, very painful because I deal with so many parents and so many children who have gone through this specifically, where a parent has not accepted a part of their identity, and because of that, they have made this decision. And there's so many parents that their child has now gone non-contact and they never want to see them again, that live with that regret, that they made the choice of their culture, their religion, their ideology over their child. And sometimes it's irreparable. And I have so many parents that come to me and try to tell me, please let other parents know before they've made this decision or done this, not to make the same mistake, that I wish I could go back in time and fix this, to be able to have a relationship with my child or my grandchildren or the other people in my life. And sometimes, especially in these kind of cases, it's too much and it's too far. And that's what I worry for Celine, of, is this too much? Is Rumi so hurt by this that she wouldn't be able to forgive her?
Tears must never be seen. It's the only way to protect the Hunmun.
And is that the only way, or is that the way that we have said? I think that a lot of times we are worried about change or doing something different because we're worried about how will the world change because of that. And a lot of xenophobia is brought about by not even understanding or finding out or learning about other people and differences. And so because of that, we push everything away. This propaganda of like a little catchphrase is something that people repeat. And if you repeat something enough times, it becomes true, something that you can't go against, even if you probably should go against it.
If this is the Hunmun I'm supposed to protect, I'm glad to see it destroyed.
And so you can tell me, what do you think? Does Rumi end up forgiving Celine? Is this a relationship that is repairable? Or did this cause irreparable harm where Rumi feels unsafe with her because she can never forgive Celine for not accepting all of the parts of her, and they're going to be going their separate ways? If you are looking to expand your mind, look no further than the many courses offered by Brilliant.org. Learn, enhance, grow with Brilliant's ever-expanding set of new courses. Brilliant makes college-level courses so you will never be upstaged. Each course is designed for high-velocity learning to help you stay focused and reach your goals as quick as you can. And Brilliant.org makes learning like a game, because learning when you're enjoying it just sticks better. and you get to learn at home at your own pace, with fun features that let you challenge yourself, compete with others, so it never gets boring. Because we know that when you are engaged in knowledge, it is more easy to remember and much more fun at the same time. Brilliant has thousands of lessons: math, chemistry, physics, engineering, computer science, and many more, with new lessons being added monthly. And they also have new courses such as how AI works and 100 days of puzzles. Yes, 100 days of puzzles. What could be more fun than that? All you have to do is practice for 15 minutes a day. That is it. And no one can tell me that they don't have 15 minutes that they can help expand their mind and learn a new skill. I also love that these courses are interactive. Not only can you choose to cut it down to a smaller pace if you're having a difficult time, but it has visuals that are interactive, so it actually shows you the concepts that you are learning. And for me as a visual learner, that makes things so much easier. So whether you are 13 or 113, Brilliant has courses for you. So if you're still not sure, why don't you just try everything that Brilliant has to offer for free for a full 30 days. Just visit brilliant.org/GeorgiaDow or click on the link in the description. And if you want more, you can also get 20% off of an annual premium subscription. But yeah, use my link, please. Yes, because clicking on that link helps support my channel, so thank you so much to you and brilliant.org. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video. You can let me know your thoughts in the comments below on Celine and K-pop Demon Hunters. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video.